Hey, hello. I'm gonna start on this because this is like the fourth time I've had to record this because turns out bad things happen to the video and other unfortunate things. But anyway, it's your boy Morgan. We're gonna go through the Gurguit build that I've made. This is before set 8 because I'm pretty sure I'll get this out before then, but after set 7 obviously. So anyway, yeah, let's start off with this. So you get your 4 generic heals. You got Curable Angel. That's what I run just because I like to start deck stuff. Some of it you'll be using, some of you won't. Up to personal preference, I suppose. But you know, this is my build after all. So yeah, 4 of these because I like the art. I mean, the only other heal trick art for Gold Paladin I like is the one from the Legion's trial deck. Yeah, I forget what's name, but yeah. Woo. Next, you got the guy that's gonna put in some work. You got your stand trigger. No draws in this, baby. No draws in this. Player of the Holy Pipe, Jerry. Unite. This unit gets plus 3,000 at the end of the battle. This unit attacker boosted. Put him in his soul. Countercharge 1. He's going to be your countercharger. One of the main ones next to the grade 2 Marcia. She does a similar skill. But he's going to be make some of your calls for you. He's going to be what sets up the Gurguit stride. He's your boy. You know, plain and simple. If you're not running 4 of them in the Gurguit build, I don't know what's wrong with you. But you need help because Catch Goal ain't gonna cut it, and neither is Gigantic Ringer. They're both good cards by themselves, but just in the Gurguit build, it's not viable. I mean, if you want to run 6 stands instead, go for it. You can run one of those too. I mean, Catch Goal get your Unite off for you, but honestly, I prefer just 4. It's worked out for me so far, but maybe one day I'll test out 6. Next, we're running 8 crit just because you kind of need it to finish it because Gold Paladin doesn't have any crit givers, and they won't have any like extra battle type stuff until next set with the new Spear Cross that's like 20 times better, Golden Rain Dragon. But anyway, I got 2 of these babies, 2 Scarface Lions. He's like the other crits for the Stride bosses where you get to put him in the soul if you have Vanguard with so-and-so's name, draw a card, plus 5,000. I should be running 4, I'm pretty sure, but he's not like detrimental to the deck. Yeah, he sets up Soul for Gurguit Stride, but I mean, there's so many cards that already do that. It's not even like that important. Honestly, it's more important to have countercharging, in my opinion. But yeah, I run 2. Yeah, run 4 if it really makes like a super big difference to you. But honestly, I think it doesn't really matter that much. I think at least having 2 is fine. Next, we got where is it? My 4th. There we go. I got 4 Flame of Victory. Old school crit trigger. Put him in the soul. Unit get Gold Paladin unit gets plus 3,000. That's the important part. But yeah, you know, you put him in the soul again. You're setting up your Gurguit skills, either it's grade 3 or the new stride. And if you really do need it, and honestly, I like the art. I mean, the new art's better. But yeah, no, I mean it sets you up. It's what you need. If it gets you there, it gets you there. You know, that's always been my opinion. And finally, I'm just running 2 opponent because, like I said, I'm not running 4 Scarface Lion. At some point, I'd like to, but yeah, at the moment, it's not like I need it or I'll lose. So yeah, but yeah, I say 8 crit just because, like I said earlier, you don't have any strides or grade 3s that get criticals, so it's very important that you have that thing. And I mean, the stand triggers, there's a lot of power ups, so that's why you should be running those as well. Because if you don't got the extra crit, at least getting that extra attack and using up some guard is good. Anyway, I'm using red for grade 1s. All right, so I'm using the 3 of Knight of Red Day Runo. He is just GB. If he boosts a unit with Unite, it gets plus 2,000. So it's a 9k booster essentially. I just like his ability. I like that he's a Sun Knight. That's kind of why he's in here. I'm gonna replace him, well, at least one of them with a most likely a Stride Fodder or the new Bruno S card in set 8. But I mean, before that's out, I mean, running 3 of them is not terrible. I mean, you can run Cool Gall, that's another option if you really need draw power, but there's a lot of cards that help you draw in the deck, so it's not like super needed. But at the same time, I can see why people run Cool Gall and stuff like that. But yeah, I run 3 of them just because I also like the 7k thing. It's good Vanguard, starter Vanguard. All right, and then, you know, you get your 3 Stride Fodder cards, you know, Play him, grade 3, reveal it, get the Gurguit, ditch the card, or, just striding, because it counts as a grade 3 from hand. No real reason to go into that. Alright, you run your 4 Holy Mage Candaces. It's the Sentinel Perfect Guard from the start deck. It only comes with 2, so you're probably going to get 2, or you can just find them for like 20 cents each. But you run this one over the other ones just because it has a better ability with the deck and with one of the G guards. So essentially, you can play from anywhere, ditch a card, and you're perfect guarded, which is great because if you're using OG Slay Me, you can sack it, get your card to Guardian Circle using Slay Me Flare. Check top 5. Hey, it's there. I'll just ditch 1 card instead of showing them. Instead of having to hope that they don't break it or hope that I get a trigger in a grade 1 or 2. Which is nice to have that option of getting a perfect guard from deck when you really need it, save your life. Or just using it from Gurguit skill. So yeah, no, I really think that this is better than the PGG, that's the countercharge one. It just helps the deck out more defensively because honestly, I feel like that's where G Gold Paladin is headed. And honestly, it's not a bad thing, I think. I think it's headed towards a lot of power-ups, but no crits, and a defensive fallback, which is always nice, especially with things like guard restriction, because this gets around it. And honestly, that's just one of the greatest feelings when someone tries to Diablo you, and you're like, hey, Slay Me Flare, bring this out, you're safe, It's good. I mean, it's always nice to have options. Finally, the grade 1 from the new set, Sunshine Knight Jeffrey, Unite, put him in the soul. At the end of the battle, boost, draw a card. Free draws are free. Always good. I like the art. He's one of the best cards in the deck. As a rare, he's really cheap if you really need. You can splash from any Gold Paladin. Personally, I think he's really good in Ezel build. It sets up some stuff. And it's always nice to draw. I mean, 7,000 boost and you draw, sets up Stride Gurguit. I think that's great. You don't think it is? If you think you should run with 3, it's fine. 3 or 4, I honestly think is the perfect amount. But yeah, I just like to draw. That's why I'm at 4. All right, next we got grade 2s. Sorry, I have to get through this quickly because I'm worried that I'm gonna interrupt again. All right, so here we got. I'm using 3 Bullergal. A lot of the cards I have for grade 2 are I'm gonna run at 3. I don't know if I'm gonna run any at 4 yet. I mean, except for maybe 1. But anyway, Bullergal, Unite, when he attacks a Vanguard, plus 5,000. So he's 14k on his own if he's attacking Vanguard. If you really need to attack a Rearguard, it's not that, detrimental. But honestly, he's a beat stick. He's great for the deck, especially with the new Gurguit stuff and how everything gets super power up, like with Scourge Point and such. Just the way G Gold Paladin works. He's a fantastic beat stick. He doesn't even have to be boosted, and if he's boosted, it's even better. I love it. Next, you have one of the boys that puts in the most work. Your Knight of Spring's Light, Perrymore. He has Unite. He gets plus 2,000, so he's an 11k beat stick if you got Unite. And then, more importantly, his Generation Break skill is Counterblast 1 when he's played from anywhere, essentially, to Rearguard. You may pay the cost of you. Check top 3 cards from the top of your deck. Search for 1 card among them. Call it to a Rearguard circle in the same column as him. So, you get a booster, which is always nice. The rest go to the bottom of your deck. He's an auto Unite essentially because when you play him that turn, you get Unite, which is fantastic because you can either get Unite for just Counterblast 1 or Counterblast 2, and honestly, that's one of the greatest things because you need that in this deck. Unite is what is where it's at for this. Next, let's see. Sorry, I have 3 Holy Mage Quill. He's the Amber clone where Generation Break 1 of his boosted Counterblast 1. Check top 3 cards. Call 1 to a Rearguard circle, shuffle your deck. I mean, it's 9k. I mean, there's easy ways to boost him. Honestly, if you don't got a lot of field, he can help you get there. An additional deck's never bad, or just an additional card on the field. I mean, you'll sometimes get triggers, but you don't have to call them. I mean, yeah, it seems like a waste of the Counterblast at the time, but, sometimes it's just, unless you're getting, like, Gary or something, honestly, it's not worth it, but, it's still not bad. He's probably going to be replaced with the Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1 Gurguit card that lets you call from, like, top 3. But even so, I mean, he's still worth running in the deck, I feel. And finally, this is the other countercharge card. I was talking about Knight of Faint Sun, Marcia, Unite, put in the soul, and each turn, if you may pay the cost, or if you pay the cost, you may countercharge 1. So, it sets up your your Gurguit skills. Like I said, like Jerry. More importantly, it has resist, so you're not going to get defeat flared, or not defeat flare, denial griffin, or I mean, I guess if he's in the back row for some reason, defeat flare. I think. No, the defeat flare doesn't do it. Scratch that. I'm an idiot. But yeah, it'll stop those denial griffins. Which hey, maybe if that Kagero player's in a tough spot and they're like it has resist, you might be set. I don't know. But I'm running it at 2. I don't think it needs to be run at 3. I'm not a big fan of 8Ks because I've had to ride it and I've then gotten swarmed by 9Ks. It can really hurt your game sometimes. But honestly, I feel like 2 is enough. 3 should be max because I don't think 4 is worth it. Especially at that point, you might be riding it more often than you think. And how with all the good decks being really quick, honestly, you probably just want to run it at 2. Oh, sorry about the camera, guys. It's slipping. I don't know why, but it's slipping. But anyway, I'll do this one real quick. Grade 0 starter. I don't know why I didn't do this first, but Unite, check top 3, call it, gets 2,000, shuffle your deck. Sorry that the camera keeps sliding, guys. It's just, it doesn't want to stay there. But essentially, he's a Guido that's activated through Unite. Again, real sorry about the camera. Apparently, it's just being really stupid and it just wants to flip-flop everywhere because working is just so hard. But yeah, no, he's your Guido that's splashable in an Eagle Paladin deck, so if you ever honestly want to try a new starter, go for it. I just like that one the best. Alright, next you got your, here, let's start with this. You got your 4 Gurguits, the main boss of the deck. Auto, Counter Blast 1, Soul Blast 1 for GB2, beginning of the battle. This unit's attacked. Check top 4, call it to Guardian Circle. Like I said, get your Candaces, get your fancy stuff out. Camera's still sliding, sorry guys. And then, when a unit strides on top of him, Counter Blast 1, check top 4, call it to Rearguard Circle, gets 2,000. So, he's going to be one of you guys setting up your Unite every turn. I think a Counterblast is fair for that ability. Would have been better if it was free, to be fair, just because the deck is already so heavy Counterblast. Or if its GB2 wasn't defensive, but I mean, hey, we'll take what we can get. And yeah, honestly, I think it's interesting. I don't think there's enough defensive skills in Vanguard, and I like that. Next, we got your other grade 3, got Dongle. Sorry about that. Where it is Unite, it gains the skill to intercept and 5,000 shield, and then when it's placed on rearguard, it gets boosted till the end of turn. So it's not the best grade 3, I personally believe. I mean, the fact that it's 10k kind of bothers me. If it was 11k, I think it'd be better. But what do I know? Bushy Road. But anyway, honestly, if you call him with Gurguit and you want a booster, that's great. Honestly, you get intercept with the guy up front next turn, which I assume that's what they want you to do. So you can open up rearguard circles for Unite to go off, so you don't have to call over what you already have. If you really needed that 5k and he's up front, hey, it's 5k, why not? It could save you, who knows? But yeah, honestly, he's the best grade 3 to go with Gurguit deck that I think right now. I don't think any of the other ones, except for maybe Salvation Ezel, really contend. Oh. Okay. Sorry guys, let me fix this real quick. Okay, apparently I'm not going to fix it. So, probably just going to have to hold this because... So, sorry guys if this looks terrible, the entire video. But, anyway, you got your Slamy Flares. I'm running 2 of them. His ability, choose one of your rearguard, put it at the bottom of your deck. When this unit... essentially, you bottom deck something, you check top 5, you choose the 2 cards with different grades, and you call them Mujisi. So, essentially, you can get 30k shield, bring you to 41, which is great. Again, it sets up Unite because it's opening up, and if you get that perfect guard, you safe, fam, you safe. But yeah, no, it's a really good card. I mean, honestly, it'll get you out of a lot of situations. Not every situation, obviously, but it's good. I don't run any Dismals just because, honestly, the only thing that would really be useful for is those Laurel players that are attacking your rear guard. But, I mean, other than that, there's nothing that you have to save because most things either go into the soul or have already been used, like Parrymore. Anyway, then you got your 3 the Fires collections. I'm running 5 just because I like the option between, do I really need to use both Slamies or do I just want to use this? Yeah, I mean, honestly, because I have the ability to have options, and there's not a lot of good offensive strides anyway. And since I don't want to run like 5 or 4 or whatever, Scourge points and 4 Gurguits, because there's honestly not enough game for that to even be effective. Anyway, when it's placed on G Guardian, if you have 2 or more rear guards, plus 5,000. So it brings you to 31. Like most of the G guards. Next, you got your 1 Sabreeze. I'm sure Jordan's already said it, but your Counterblast 1, Stride, Digicard, Stride if they haven't ridden a grade 2. So, get your GB off. Next, you got your on-hit Campbell Stride, which is when it hits, check top 5, call 1 to rear guard, and it gets plus 2,000. So, I run one of them just because he's not, like, the best, and honestly, most people won't let him hit. And if they do, you may not even get something worth attacking with. You never know. That's why I only run one of them. He's just a good option if you don't have a lot of things in hand to call at the time, or if you have to run Dawn Gall. Next, I'm running 2 of the Start Deck Stride just because I like the art. Oh, sorry, I'm going to card from that. Plus 2,000 to your rear guard, plus 5,000 to him. It's kind of just a mediocre beat stick, but honestly, I've never found myself striding him. He's probably going to get out of the deck soon. There's just not a lot of, really good strides. A lot of things are just thrown in, to be honest. Next, we got your 2 Spear Crosses that you kind of need at the moment. Your Counterblast 2, flip over a copy, check top 5, and then you can call 1 for every face-up unit in G-Zone. And then you shuffle your deck. He's good if you need to build a field and you just don't have anything good in your hand. Once the new version of him essentially comes out in the next set, he'll be replaced. But yeah, no, he's okay. If you need to build a field, it's not terrible. Free field is free field. Next, you're going with your general first stride. I got 3 of them. It is Golden Dragon, Scourge Point Dragon. Whenever a unit is called from deck, this unit get plus 5,000. So he's your first stride. He's what you get your opponent down to 4 damage. He's what's going to essentially set up your Gurguit stride. He's good with Gurguit just because that, essentially Counterblast, you're giving 2 units plus 5,000 and it's a call. And if you get Parry more, that's even better. I run 3 just because, honestly, if at that point in the game, if you've done this and however many Gurguits, either why haven't you won yet, or B, you're probably going to lose after that just because your resources are probably thinning. But that's just my opinion. And finally, you got your main boy, you got your boss, you got your Sunshine, Radiant Sword, Gurguit, that's a mouthful, but Unite, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 2. This unit is plus 5,000 for each of your rear guard, and choose up to 5 of your rear guard, and they get plus 5,000. He's what wins you the game. They're at 5-4 damage. You attack with him, it's 50 whatever, 60 whatever. They either got to perfect guard it or pray to God you don't crit. And even if that happens, you can always stand up a rear guard with your stand trigger, give them the crit trigger. He's too good. He's an axe skill multiple times. It can win you the game. You could lose you the game if you're overconfident in your Gurguit skills. But he is your boy. He's your family. I run 2 just because, honestly, I think after 2, either I should have won the game or I'm out of resources and I should just switch to Scourge Point or something. But that's just how I play. You can run them at 2 or 3. I think those are the best odds. Honestly, those are the best options. But anyway, this is Morgan from Team Scrub Lords. And this is my Gurguit deck. Signing out.